my name is Flori Lopez, and my research paper is about unequal education, Latino students in the U.S. This project looks into the educational challenges faced by Latino students in the U.S. It shows how funding differences, language barriers, and culture pressure makes it tough for them to succeed. The aim is to figure out why this problem keeps happening, and how schools can help Latino students more. My project focuses on how the U.S. education system creates an unequal learning experience for Latino students by giving them fewer resources, opportunities, and support than other groups. Some purposes that I found was that Latino students make up a large portion of public school classrooms, which is very true. Despite the growth, many Latino students still face barriers that limit their educational opportunities. When schools lack resources, students start school at a built-in disadvantage they did not create. This research also matters for the future because the success of Latino students will shape national force and social process. My thesis is the U.S. school system says it's fair, but it's really not. Latino students are still getting less money, less help, and more obstacles to succeed. Some of the research questions that I came up with was, how does school funding differ for Latino majority schools? And how do culture and family responsibility impact learning? Which is a really big one, because culture and family responsibility affects the way you kind of view education. And how does language shape the educational experience for Latino students? Many schools with mostly Latino students don't get the same funding as other schools. Because of this, they often have older textbooks, fewer experienced teachers, and buildings that are not well taken care of. This missing resources make it harder for students to learn and succeed. When schools don't get what they need, students start off at a disadvantage. This shows how the system is unfair from the beginning. I have experienced older textbooks and fewer experienced teachers and buildings that were not well taken care of. Many times, my middle school was not well taken care of. The walls had cracks, the stairs were kind of broken, and the water fountains were broken, never worked, and we never got money to fix them. So we had to go out without a water fountain for many years. A lot of Latino students deal with responsibilities at home that most teachers don't see. Some have to work part-time jobs, take care of siblings, and help with chores. Many also translate for the parents because English isn't their first language. All of this can be stressful and make it harder to focus in school. It's not that students don't care. They just handle more than people realize. I had to unfortunately work during my high school years to help my parents with groceries and paying rent and just the basic needs. It was really stressful because I would have to balance out a different style of educational work and my home life and my school life. And I've also had to translate multiple times for my parents because one of my parents doesn't know how to read English properly, so I would always have to translate to them in Spanish. Language barriers. Language plays a big role in school experience for many Latino students. Being bilingual is a strength, but schools sometimes treat it like a problem. Some students don't get enough support in learning English, which makes school harder even when they're smart and capable. Sometimes school push students to stop using their home language. This can make school feel less welcome and more difficult. So I have a story. I lost my ability to speak Spanish when I was in elementary school. So my native language and my first language is Spanish. I grew up learning English and not really being able to use English in school because I was pushed to learn English so I can communicate with the teachers. And it made me heartbroken because I had to relearn my native language to be able to speak with my family. And I know that's not a problem for everybody, but it is a huge problem in the educational system. Schools don't always support bilingual students the way that they should. Some programs don't help students grow in both languages and instead expect them to fit in by using only English. I want to look at whether schools see bilingualism as something positive or something that slows students down. How schools treat bilingual students can affect their confidence in learning. This did affect my confidence and learning because I would be scared to speak up because I had broken English. I still have broken English. I can't speak English very well because I grew up speaking both languages and I'm not fluent in both languages. So it really breaks my heart to know that I can no longer fit as English or Spanish being my comfortable language. A solution to make education more fair for Latino students, schools need more funding and better bilingual programs. Teachers also need more training to understand the challenges some students face. Schools should support students who have to balance school and family and value bilingualism. These challenges could help more educational and equal for Latino students. These challenges could help make education more equal for Latino students. Conclusion: Latino students in the U.S. school system, still have a hard time. Education issues like funding, language support, and cultural understandings makes it unfair for them to get the same education as other students. By acknowledging these problems, we can work towards making education more equal for Latino students. My sources that I used, I didn't really use most of them as much as I wanted to. Most of it came from also experience that I've had with dealing with problems like this. And thank you for listening to my presentation. I am very sorry if my stutters got in the way. I did this multiple times. I'm so sorry, and thank you.